Why I say I'm still recovering. Thank you, God, for using me to fulfill your wonderful purpose, to inspire 100 million souls to recognize, embrace, and radiate the divine light within themselves. I am open, receptive, and obedient to your divine plan for my life. I trust your guidance. I welcome every opportunity to serve. May every word I speak, every action I take, and every life I touch reflect your love, wisdom, and light. I surrender my will to your greater purpose, knowing that you are the life living me. Thank you for leading me from glory to greater glory, and I'm grateful. I am available. I am the light. Can I share something with you? This morning before I got out of bed, I did something I've been doing for a long time. I surrendered. Now, some people hear that word and think it means giving up, but that's not what it means to me. To me, surrender means I stop trying to control everything. I stop pretending I have all the answers, and I stop telling God how my day should go. Instead, I simply say, God, lead me. It's a simple prayer, but it's changed my life. People often introduce me by saying, Terrence has been in recovery since 1991. And I'm grateful every time I hear those words because I know who I used to be. I know the fear I lived with, and I know the pain I caused. I know the life I was living, and I also know that none of this would have happened without the grace of God. But after they introduce me, I usually say something like, I don't say I recovered. I say I'm still recovering. People ask me, Terrence, after all these years, why do you still say that? Because recovery isn't something I completed. Recovery is the way I choose to live. It's not a destination. It's a daily decision. Every morning I have another opportunity to be grateful, another opportunity to tell the truth, another opportunity to forgive another, opportunity to surrender, and another opportunity to trust God instead of fear. Those opportunities don't stop, and neither does my recovery. You see, recovery has taught me that life isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming honest. And for many years, I believed if I could just fix enough things, I'd finally have peace. I don't believe that anymore. Peace doesn't come from controlling life. Peace comes from trusting the one who holds my life. And that's a very different way of living. Before recovery, I woke up thinking about me, my problems, my fears, my plans. Today, I wake up asking God, how can I serve today? That one question changes everything. Because when my life becomes about serving, it stops being about surviving. That's one of the greatest gifts recovery has given me. A new purpose. Not just staying clean, living with purpose. Every day I ask myself, how can I leave someone better than I found them? And sometimes it's through a conversation. Sometimes it's through listening. Sometimes it's simply by reminding someone you are the light. I've learned something over the years. People don't always need advice. Sometimes they just need hope. And hope begins when someone reminds them they're not alone. I know what it feels like to think you're alone. I also know the freedom that comes from discovering you're never alone. God has always been present, even when I wasn't aware of his presence. That realization changed my life, and it still changes my life every day, every single day. That's why I smile when someone says, "Terrence, congratulations on your recovery," because I know exactly what they mean, and I'm grateful. But in my heart, I know the journey continues. Tomorrow morning, I'll wake up with another choice. Will I live from fear or from faith? Will I insist on my way or will I surrender to God's way? Will I hold on to resentment or choose forgiveness? Will I complain or choose gratitude? Those choices are the reason I say I'm still recovering. Not because I'm struggling to stay where I am, but because I'm growing into who God created me to be. And I don't believe that journey ever ends. One of the greatest lessons recovery has taught me is to stay teachable. The moment I think I know everything, I've stopped growing. So I stay open. I stay willing. I stay curious. I keep asking, what is God trying to teach me today? Sometimes the lesson comes through joy. Sometimes it comes through disappointment. Sometimes it comes through another person. And sometimes it comes in the quiet moments when I finally stop talking and start listening. I've discovered that God speaks in many ways. And the question isn't, is God speaking? The question is, am I listening? That question has changed my life. Another reason I say I'm still recovering is because every day gives me another opportunity to become a little more loving, a little more patient, a little more forgiving, a little more compassionate. I haven't mastered those things. I'm practicing them one day at a time. And maybe that's true for all of us. Maybe all of us are recovering from something. Maybe you're recovering from disappointment. Maybe you're recovering from fear. Maybe you're recovering from losing someone you love. Or maybe you're recovering from believing you weren't enough. Whatever it is, don't lose hope. Growth is possible. Healing is possible. A new beginning is possible as long as you're breathing. God isn't finished with you. I believe that with all my heart because I've lived it. If someone had told me years ago that one day I'd be sitting here sharing hope with people around the world, I wouldn't have believed it. But that's what God does. God takes what looks broken and reveals the beauty that was there all along. Not because we earn it, because love never gave up on us. That's why I continue this journey. That's why tomorrow morning, before my feet touch the floor, I'll surrender again. Not because I have to, because I get to. It's become one of the greatest privileges of my life. So today, I want to leave you with one question. When you wake up tomorrow morning, how will you begin your day? Will you begin it with worry or with gratitude? Will you begin it trying to control everything or will you surrender? You don't have to answer that question for me. Answer it for yourself. Because the way we begin our day often shapes the way we live our day. And if tomorrow is a new beginning, then maybe today is the perfect time to let yesterday go. My name is Terrence Marcus. Thank you for allowing me to spend these moments with you. Until next time, remember, you are the light. Let it shine.